Hey guys, and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new Givenchy Prisme Libre foundation, and I've been wearing this foundation for the past 6 days, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my full review of this product. If you're new here, welcome. I love talking about luxury beauty and I would love to have you as part of my lovely beauty community, so please consider subscribing. That would mean so much to me. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, dear friends. Some of you have been messaging me a lot about this foundation and asking me to try this foundation. I was not very excited because, to be honest, I usually try to stay away from foundations that contain glycerin. I'm gonna get into the ingredient list in a while, but I usually try to stay away from this kind of glowy foundation, especially now that the weather is getting sunny and hot. But anyways, I decided to try this foundation, and also there is a lovely YouTuber who was convincing me and finally convinced me to try this foundation. So I'm going to write her name here and her YouTube channel here if you want to check that out. She's French and she is such a lovely person. So thank you so much for making me buy this foundation because I actually like it. Now let's go ahead and get started with the video. First of all, I will take a closer look at the ingredient list, and then I'm going to show you how this foundation applies on my face, and I'm going to show you how it wears throughout the day, and I'm going to be sharing with you also my overall experience with this new foundation by Givenchy. This is a skincare glow foundation and it's available in 30 shades. It retails for $49 US, and I was surprised that actually I was not able to find a lighter shade than 2N120. As you can see, there are a lot of lighter shades, but still this shade, the shade that I have, works pretty nice for my skin tone. I was thinking that it's going to be too dark, but it's actually not too dark because the foundation doesn't oxidize on my skin. The whole marketing campaign around this foundation is quite impressive. Hydration and flawless coverage come together in a glow-enhancing formula. Givenchy promise 12-hour glow, 12-hour correction, 24 hours hydration, 90% skincare formula. It sounds like the perfect formula and the perfect foundation. Now let's take a closer look at the ingredient list and this skincare formula created by Givenchy. The star ingredients are the good old glycerin, we have also floral extract, and we have oil derived from coconut. Now I've already highlighted the ingredients that are more interesting, and I've highlighted in blue color the glycerin, and there's also vitamin E. Glycerin is really good for moisturizing the skin, and probably for those of you who have dry skin, this foundation is going to feel very comfortable. However, for anyone who has normal to combination skin and a little bit on the oily side, this foundation might look a little bit oily and you might feel the urge to powder seriously when using this foundation. Then also we have this flower extract, which there are studies that show that this flower extract actually helps the skin to fight free radical damage. And I've highlighted the floral extract and the coconut oil with a green color, and also there is fragrance. Now fragrance is somewhere in the middle of the ingredient list, but it's barely there, like it's not very strong. So definitely, even if you are sensitive to fragrances, I don't think that you're going to have issues with this foundation because I can barely feel the fragrance. And once I apply the foundation to my skin, I don't feel the fragrance anymore. So the fragrance is very light. Overall, there are a lot of emollient ingredients that you're going to find in a lot of standard moisturizers. So the formula of the foundation overall is good. However, you're not buying a foundation really to replace your skincare, so I don't really know what's going to happen with use of the foundation and if this foundation is really going to live up to the claims that each day I'm going to have glowier, better looking skin. Still, as I said, we are not buying foundation for the skincare and we are not buying foundation to replace our skincare. The packaging of this foundation is beautiful. It comes in a glass bottle and it has a pump, and the consistency of the foundation is very light. It's not too runny and it's not too thick, and it applies very easy with a brush or with fingers. I was surprised to find that the foundation actually blends very easy onto the skin and feels very silky, and it doesn't contain silicones, which is something that I like. Usually with foundations that don't contain silicones, usually it takes me a lot longer to blend the foundation and they don't blend as beautifully into the skin as this foundation. So I'm quite impressed with the results and with the blendability of this foundation. Now I only have a light moisturizer on my skin, and I'm going to zoom in to show you how my skin looks before applying the foundation so that you have a better understanding how the foundation performs. For those of you who are new to my channel, I have normal to combination skin, which right now is normal, and I don't experience any oiliness. I would experience more oily skin during the summer months, but right now it's completely normal. I don't have major issues with my skin apart from occasional breakouts, and my skin is very sensitive and it easily gets irritated when I test new products. So far with this foundation I didn't have any issues. Right now my skin is not in its best condition. It is quite irritated because I've been testing a lot of foundations recently and new powders over the past few weeks, so that's why my skin feels very tired, very irritated, and as I said, it is quite sensitive. So I'm having this kind of issues when I start testing new products, and that's why I try to stay away from testing a lot of new complexion products. Okay, so from the close-up, you've probably seen that I have a minor redness right here. And also I woke up with some redness right here, like a minor irritation. And then I have mark right here, which is left from a spot. I can apply this foundation very easily with my fingertips, but I prefer to use a brush. So I'm going to use my favorite Chantecaille Buff and Blur brush, and one pump for me is absolutely enough to cover my whole face from this foundation, because I don't like to apply too much, and this is a glowy foundation. So if I apply a thicker layer, or if I apply a little bit more, I would usually... it would look quite oily on my skin because I have combination skin still. So this is how the foundation looks on my skin. I have a thin layer all over my skin, and also I applied a little bit of foundation under my eyes, because when I'm testing foundation, I prefer to use only the foundation, and also that way I think I'm going to give it a better chance, and I'm going to give you a better chance to understand how the foundation works, because I don't want to use concealer on top. Today I just want to show you how the foundation looks. And then I took a little bit of foundation and I tapped only with my finger to cover some of the redness that I had here in the morning, and then I'm going to do the same thing right here on the top of my lip, because the redness can still show. So I have normal to combination skin, and that's why I cannot apply a thick layer of this foundation, because it's going to make my skin look way too oily and way too glowy. But if you have dry skin, I think it's going to look very beautiful on you. On me, just I have combination skin still, even though it's normal. Even though I don't experience a lot of oiliness recently, I still have combination skin, and still all glowy foundations are going to look a lot more glowy and a lot more shiny on me. So that's why the way this foundation works best for me is when I apply a very thin layer, and then I'm going to build up the coverage only on some parts of my face where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage. I would say that this foundation has a light coverage. You can build it up to a light medium coverage, but I think that you can build it up to light medium coverage only if you have dry skin, or if you have normal to dry skin. But if you have normal to combination skin, if you start building up the foundation, it's going to look a little bit too glowy. I'm going to build up also the coverage right here where I have that mark. And this foundation literally melts into my skin in a very beautiful way. I'm going to zoom in. So with this foundation, I absolutely need to use powder, and my favorite, my all-time favorite, this is my most repurchased powder. If someone from Givenchy ever happens to watch this video, could you please give me a lifetime discount on this powder, because I don't even know how many powders of this I've purchased in my life, but there have been a lot. So this is Prisme Libre by Givenchy, and I'm going to set my face right now because this foundation is glowy and I cannot use it like this. You can see that it gives a glowy finish, but it gives quite glowy finish, to be honest. So this is a foundation that contains glycerin. So all foundations that contain glycerin, they look very, very glowy on people who have combination skin. And as the day goes, it's going to get even glowier if I don't set it, even slightly oilier. So I'm not going to wear the foundation like this on its own. I will always need to set with powder. It does look a little bit, just a fraction, less glowy than the new Dior Forever Natural Nude Foundation. I have a full review of this foundation. In case you're interested, I'm going to link it down below. And this one feels a little bit lighter and a little bit less glowy than this one. Also, throughout the day, this one, on me personally, it wears better than the Dior Forever Natural Glow foundation. So this is how it looks when I set the foundation with powder and I applied a little bit of blush just to add some color to my face. So that's how it looks. I'm going to zoom in. So I finished my makeup and all of the products that I used are going to be in the description box in case you're interested. Now I want to share with you my experience with the new Givenchy foundation. I've been wearing this foundation for the past week and I've been wearing it also on top of sunscreen. Overall, I'm quite happy with this foundation. It is a very lightweight foundation. I don't feel it on my skin and it has a light coverage. The finish of this foundation will depend very much on your skin type. If you have normal to combination skin, it's going to look like it looks on me. It's going to look a little bit more oily or very, very glowy. If you have oily skin, I think it's definitely going to look a little bit oily, and this is because of the glycerin in this foundation. So this new foundation by Givenchy and the new foundation by Dior both contain glycerin, and they're quite high in the ingredient list. These foundations are both look really nice. They don't emphasize pores or fine lines. However, if you have normal to combination skin, they might look a little bit oily if you don't set them with powder. Now, the good thing is that once I set this foundation with powder, it looks absolutely fabulous and it looks gorgeous all day long. During the summer months, specifically, when the weather is very hot, I will probably not use this foundation. I would love to use this foundation during the winter season, the fall season, the spring season, but in the summer months, it is going to be too moisturizing for me. So I think that it's all up to you to decide whether this foundation is going to be good for you or not. Overall, I like it. I love the fact that it doesn't emphasize pores or fine lines. I love the fact that it's also long wearing, but only if I set it with my Givenchy Prisme Libre powder. I've tried this foundation with my Sisley loose powder and my skin gets oily quite quickly when I use it, but the Sisley powder I would say is more suitable for anyone who has dry skin. It doesn't really control the oil as good as this Prisme Libre powder, but these two are a dream team. Hello again. So far it's been 6 hours since I applied the foundation and I've been at home. I cooked a quick lunch for approximately 20 to 30 minutes. I just did some pasta, so I haven't been cooking like for a very long time, but still I've been exposed to some heat in the kitchen. Hey guys, and this is going to be my last check. It's been a little more than 9 hours. I feel quite tired, to be honest, and I did feel the urge to blot just a little a couple of hours ago, just here in the center and just here where I started to get oily. Very gently I did blot a little because I just was getting a little bit oily. So in my experience, I think that when I'm wearing this foundation outside, it gets less oily. It holds better when I'm outside, which is very strange. I don't know how it's happening because when I'm outside, I'm wearing a mask and I don't know how this happens. Like, it's supposed to hold better when I am at home, but I can't figure that out. When I'm at home, my skin gets a little bit shinier than when I'm outside. I don't know what's happening. So that was all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate your time when you choose to watch my videos. It means so much to me. I hope to see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.